More than 30 Supermarine Spitfires and Hawker Hurricanes that flew in the Second World War were displayed at Goodwood Revival for thousands of visitors to see these iconic aircraft on the ground.
This year, the aviation element of Goodwood Revival, and as you can hear, we're on the historic aviation field at Goodwood Estate. It's celebrating Goodwood Revival 75 years of the Battle of Britain this year. That's the aviation element. And the Battle of Britain began on the 10th of July in 1940 and continued throughout the summer to the early autumn, ending on 31st of October 1940.
Of course, we are getting privileged views of a good selection of veterans being taken around the circuit.
As part of the commemorations, 12 of the aircraft made a flypast during a ceremony honouring the sacrifice and courage of the few who defended the nation against the daily onslaught by the Luftwaffe. Air Display Spitfire pilot David Ratcliffe has a day job of flying commercial aircraft, Airbus 340s and A330s out of Heathrow and Gatwick, and is one of the team flying to mark the occasion.
Well, I think it's just a fantastic thing to do. 75 years from the Battle of Britain. Had we not won that battle, it would have been a very different country, and more importantly, a very different world that we'd have been left in. It's just impossible to work out what would have happened. So it was a very crucially important battle to win. And to that end, to honour these guys that got up there, fought the battle throughout the summer in 1940, is immensely important. So it's just a great honour to be flying an airplane like they did in honour of them.
The Battle of Britain was the first campaign to be fought in the Second World War entirely by air. So this year Goodwood Revival is commemorating this incredibly important anniversary.
Lord March, who manages the Goodwood estate, paid tribute to the war efforts.
Our country was alone to defend itself and democracy against a force intent upon conquest and invasion. The sky above us often swarmed with dueling aircraft, crisscrossed by swirling vapour trails. Onlookers here would often see a flash, a smear of smoke, and perhaps the pale dot of an opening parachute. Every dark blemish on that blue sky could mark the loss of an aircraft and the cruel loss of one or more young lives. Every parachute probably, but by no means unfailingly, could mark another young life spared, often immediately, to be risked anew.
Many of the World War II Spitfire pilots were in their teens, some of them with as little as 9 hours training on a fighter aircraft before going into service.
When you're young, you're a bit impregnable. Bullets don't touch you, you're just mad, you just get on with it. When you get a bit older, you turn a bit more sensible. But they're young, they were keen, they got on, they did what was required, and you just cannot take that away from them. Hats off to them, one and all.
Goodwood played a significant role in the battle as an RAF fighter base.
The Goodwood estate donated a parcel of land as their contribution towards the war effort, and that parcel of land was created into an RAF fighter station called West Hampnet. And after the war, that RAF fighter station was then created into the motor circuit that you see today at Goodwood.
Honouring the legacy of 75 years ago, the RAF Benevolent Fund was chosen as this year's Goodwood beneficiary. The RAF Benevolent Fund supported airmen and their families following the end of the Second World War and is still supporting those veterans today. This is Shan Robins for Solent News Now.